All right, let's talk about something that's really popular when it comes to farms and ranches, and that's using a life insurance backed buy sell agreement. Can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, so when you're looking at a life insurance backed buy sell agreement, life insurance is just the funding tool that's used to fund the buy sell agreement. So a buy sell agreement is a legal document that our family farm or ranches are utilizing just to control where an asset can go or what the owner of that asset can or cannot do with that particular asset. So I always use the example, if my, let's say, father-in-law passed away and left the farm ground to my wife. And if my wife and I simply just have an I love you will that says, honey, I love you. If at my death, you get everything. And if you die, I get everything. And shortly thereafter, if my wife passed away and she had an I love you will, well, now me as the in-law, me as the outlaw, now own a part of the farm operation. And if I own part of the farm operation without a buy-sell agreement, I can do whatever I want to with it because I own the asset. But if we have a buy-sell agreement in place, that means that if I wanted to sell that asset, that I have to sell it back to the active farm family member. I have to sell it back to her siblings because we want to ensure that our family farms not lose the asset, because if they lose the asset, they're also losing the income associated with that asset. The other nice thing about the buy-sell agreement is it can also state what I have to sell that asset back to the farm family at. So maybe if I inherit the farm ground because my wife and I did a very simple estate plan, I have to sell it back at tax assessed value. It's whatever that buy-sell agreement states. Well, the life insurance is nothing more than a funding tool. So in the situation, if my spouse passed away and the entity owned the life insurance, the entity gets the life insurance proceeds, I got a step up in basis because my wife owned the asset. She passed away. I get a step up in basis. But if I want to sell it, I have to sell it back to the family member. Well, I sell it back to them. I have no tax liability because I got a step up in basis, and they got tax-free death benefit cash to be able to buy me out. So they're not forced to go to the bank. They're not forced to use their existing working capital or cash flow. So the life insurance is a great tool to fund those buy-sell agreements.